Alright, sneak_804. So I've been locked for a little bit over a year now, and I'm just gonna talk about some things that I've noticed, gone through, experienced in my time having locks. Um, Number one, and some of this stuff I don't think only pertains to me having locks. I think that some of this is just because of who I am. But I've definitely noticed a whole lot of love from black people. You know what I mean? Especially people who have locks. Anytime I'm anywhere and there's another person with dreadlocks, it's like a connection, an instant connection, to where they look at me and I look at them at the exact same time. We make eye contact. It's so weird. It's like zing. You know what I mean? And in our head, it's like we just linked up. You know what I mean? And compliments, yo, what's up, man? You know what I mean? How long you been locked? You know what I mean? And it's just, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a beautiful thing to, you know what I mean? Just to be able to have a link with people like that, and it's something that I can't really explain, and it doesn't matter if it's man or woman. Just like it's a whole lot of people out there who are locked, and when you come across them and you have that in common, it's just a bond that's instantly, naturally formed, to where you just feel comfortable, just chopping it up with that person and telling them your experiences and the good things you've came across along the way to maybe help them out, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So that's one of the biggest things that I've noticed, is that everyone with locks, man, we're always keeping a lookout for each other. They got locks, and you know what I mean, they looking at me, oh, he got locks, you know what I'm saying? And you'll find yourself just talking to all these people and giving a nod, what's up, and you know what I mean, and all this stuff. So that's one of the biggest things I've noticed. Another thing I've noticed, let's see, I would say that when I go out into the public and people see me, it's like, almost similar to being a celebrity. A lot of people look at you. You know what I mean? It's almost like when I'm walking through a store, everybody on that aisle is gonna look at me. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, I be walking down the aisle, and every person I pass, like, they have to look at me. It's, you know what I mean? It's they're definitely an attention grabber. You know what I mean? Which I really don't have a problem with. You know what I mean? Another thing that I've noticed from having locks is that certain people will be, I'm not gonna say scared or terrified, but intimidated by you. A lot of people will see you and they'll instantly give you respect. There's been plenty of times that I've came across people, and like I said, this isn't necessarily all to do with my dreadlocks. It could be a combination of the dreads being on me, but people almost always instantly give me respect. Another thing that I've noticed is having dreadlocks I don't know how to say this, but the experience of having them, it's not almost, but it's life changing. You know what I mean? I'm someone that I pretty much wanted to have dreads ever since, man, I was in like kindergarten or first grade, and there was this one dude I knew who was locked up back then. And I was like, man, them Jones look sweet. I want to get those. And at the time, I had long hair and braids and everything. And, I never ended up getting them as a child. I waited until I grew a little bit older. This is my second dreadlock journey. The first time that I locked my hair up was when I was in college. It was a couple years ago, but I ended up cutting them after a couple months because they were fairly new, and I got caught outside in like pouring down rain. It was like I was walking, then all of a sudden, boom, just like somebody threw like a water bucket, and it was just like pouring, you know what I mean? And I had just retwisted my hair the night before, and I got home and they were all puffy and like all loose, and I was like, man, you know what I mean? I was just all salty and heated, and I just cut them right then, you know what I mean? And so a couple years later, growing back, you know what I mean? But I'm someone who I've always been intrigued by dreads. I've always, you know what I mean? I've always said at the right time, I'm definitely growing dreads. And even when I grew them and cut them, I was like, I shouldn't have cut them. I wanted them. The right time, I'm definitely growing them back. And as you see, I've done that. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people think that having dreads, that your hair, your head will get real hot and everything like that. And I'll say I haven't really experienced that, and I spend a lot of time outside. I will say that, and I spend a lot of the time in the sun outside too, just because I like being in the sun. The more my hair grows, the more I'm able to use my hair as shade. Actually, I'm actually able to shake them out, put them out, and my hair actually, shade a part of my face and eyes, and it'll keep me cool in a way. You know what I mean? And then when it's cold, having all this hair up there, it keeps my head warm. So having dreadlocks is kind of a, like whatever season you're in, it's a natural way to combat that season. So that's another big thing I've noticed with having dreads. And another thing, kids are in absolute awe when they see me. You know what I mean? Whether that's kids with kids with dreadlocks, when they see, you know what I mean, a dude like me with dreads, they're like, man, like, I want to grow up to be that dude. You know what I mean? It's been a number of kids that already have dreadlocks that I've walked by in the store, and they're just like, you know what I mean, just staring at me like, oh, cool, you know what I mean? So, and kids that don't have dreadlocks, you know what I mean, I get the same thing. They're looking up at me like, oh, look, his hair looks so cool, you know what I mean? So that's another big thing, and that's, like I said, that's young kids and like even babies, you know what I mean? They're just so in awe by dreadlocks, you know what I mean? And I want to keep this video, not too long, so I'm gonna cut it off here. But yeah, those are just some of the experiences I've had, some of the things I've came across, things I've noticed having dreadlocks. Maybe y'all have experienced the same, maybe you haven't, but that's been my experience.